Coverage brought to you by Rewrite Sport, where results are guaranteed.
And this afternoon we're at Old Anniesland for the top of the table clash in Premier A between league leaders Melrose, who are only 1 point ahead of Hawks. Same number of games played, and Hawks are led out by Rory Mackay. They know how much this game means if they're going to continue their quest for the Premier 1 title. Early on, and perfect conditions for a game. And whoops, David Milne getting himself offside there. Penalty Melrose. Scott White still to find his range with a couple of missed ones, but no problem with that. And that takes Melrose into a 3-0 lead after 12 minutes. Chris Hamilton popping it up to Eric Milligan on the halfway line. Hamilton again. Whoop, wee fumble there. It's snaffled by Rob Christie, out to Scott White. White, oh, great ball out to Callum Anderson, but snagged by the Hawks defence. Christie again. This time, oh, what a break there by Grant Runciman. Can he go all the way? No. Fantastic cover tackle by Colin Shaw. Runciman back on his feet. Momentum got him there. But penalties, the referee Neil Patterson for Hawks to clear. The half-hour mark approaching, and Hawks starting to crank up the pressure on the forwards. Big take on there by Nicky Campbell. And Adrian Smith laying it back for fellow prop Gary Strain. Strain still going. Laying it back for Chris Hamilton. Mike Adamson. Oh, Craig Gossman coming off his wing, but well read there by the Melrose defence. Scrambling well there. Hawks looking for a quick ball, but it's been tied up by Melrose. Eventually comes back. Strain thumping on there. Only a couple of metres from the line. Taken on again by Ross Miller. Was he over? Was he held up? Well, they're certainly going on. But the referee spotted an offence earlier, right in front of the posts. And finally, after 33 minutes, Mike Adamson gets Hawks on the board, 3-all. I tell you what, there is not much between these two sides. You can see why they're practically level at the top of the table. But oh, fumble there by Nick Bevan. Scrambling about here. Well covered there by Chris Hamilton. And Rory Mackay having a dip. And oh, lovely ball there to Dean Kilbrick over the halfway line. Colin Shaw throws off a couple of tackles, knocked over then. Chris Hamilton again. Ross Miller up to the 22. Quick ball back for Hawks. Hamilton, kind of scrappy ball there. Kilbrick out to Mike Adamson. Wee fumble, doesn't matter. Knows he's won the penalty. Given a wee burrow there by Grant Runciman. Doesn't put him off. Nah, straight between the posts. And 6-3 to Hawks. Coming up towards half-time. And Melrose, they're going to have to crank up their game a wee bit. Oh, great bust through the middle there by Joe Helps. And the cavalry arrive. Drive him over. Can he get the touchdown? Yes, the referee Neil Patterson. That is a crucial try. Right on the 40-minute mark. And that just shows how Melrose can respond when they're under pressure. That's why they're top of the table. Scott White, straightforward kick. 10 points to 6. And only injury time in the first half still to be played. Hawks, they were going to make the most of that injury time though. Coming back on their side from the restart. Not very well protected there by Melrose. And Dean Kilbrick, long ball to Colin Shaw. Colin Shaw spotting a gap there on the way through. Hands up Jamie Murray, but finally thrown into touch by Runciman. And that is the half-time whistle.
Scrum Magazine. Subscribe online at scrummagazine.com.
Into the second half, and very little to choose between these two sides. Melrose cranking up the pressure. 10 minutes into the second half though. Out to Scott White. Oh, great defence there by Hawks. Rob Christie, this time to Ross Miller. And don't be confused, there's a Ross Miller on each side. Trust me. John Diel. This time it's Jamie Murray, held up just short of the line. Hawks there in numbers. Diel again. And quick ball, Rob Christie. White looking for a gap himself, straight into Bert Corrales. Rob Christie working the blind side, but still no gaps in this Hawks defence. Route one for Gary Holborn there. And the man lurking with intent is Grant Runciman, but again they take it right through the middle. This time it's John Diel taking it forward. Gary Elder in support. My goodness, this Hawks defence is working overtime, but finally it's breached, and a great bust there by Graham Innes. Well, Hawks worked really hard in defence, but Melrose kept their patience, went through the phases, and they were rewarded with what was a very hard-earned try. Scott White adding the conversion, 17 points to 6, 10 minutes gone in the second half into the final quarter. And Melrose down to 14 men, John Diel having picked up his second yellow card, which of course turns into a red. That means his impact on the proceedings has ended for the afternoon. Grant Strang almost over, taking advantage of Melrose being a man down. Only inches short of the line, keeping up the pressure. Was that a try? Oh, they think it was. Ross Miller jumping up and down there. But referee decides it's consulting time. Has a wee word with touch judge Alan Forrest. And between them they decide double movement by Hawks. Penalty to Melrose. But Hawks camped in the red zone for about 5 minutes after that, and big drive over the line. Touchdown? No, not quite. It's a penalty try. Ross Miller coming up with the ball, he's getting the credit. Conversion though right in front of the posts, and Mike Adamson pulls the margin back to only 4 points with about quarter of an hour to go. But Melrose, well, playing out of their skins. They're a man short, and yet they're taking the game to Hawks. Scott White, Joe Helps, changing the angle of attack. Clobbered there by Dean Kilbrick. Ball goes loose, picked up by Ross Miller. Oh, and he looks aggrieved, and you can understand why. Nevertheless, it's a penalty, and Scott White sticks it over. That's the margin back to 7 points. White again into midfield. Great run there by Nick Bevan. Beautiful offload by the prop to number 8 Ross Miller. He takes the tackle. Quick ball back. Slung out again to White. This time it's Jamie Murray. Murray through the first tackle. Up to the 10-metre line. Whoops. Rory Mackay just kind of over the mark there as he took out Scott McCormick. And penalty, a long kick. But Scott White's attempt drops just over the bar. Vital kick for Melrose, because it now means Hawks have got to score twice to retake the lead. Adrian Smith round the fringes. Chris Hamilton slinging it out wide. Mike Adamson, long ball into midfield, picked up by Gosman. Gosman's pass to Kilbrick, knocked forward. Last chance gone.
We knew how important it was to come up here and get a result, be it 3-0, be it the result that we finished today. But I mean, the work ethic in between the group is just excellent at the moment, and well, a great result for us. We can only build on that.
It is indeed a massive win for Melrose, and a huge disappointment for Hawks. Melrose now go 5 points clear at the top of the table, and they are certainly the team to catch. This is Ron Evans for Scottish Rugby Television at Old Anniesland.